The Armor Branch's emphasis upon speed, shock, reconnaissance, and maneuver has its roots in the American Horse Cavalry. Founded in 1918 as the Tank Service, Armor was instrumental in breaking the deadlock of trench warfare during World War I, played a pivotal role in U.S. victory in World War II, and became a permanent branch of the Army in 1950. Today's Armor Branch provides the Army with mobile, protected, precision firepower. Career Armor officers can expect assignments that alternate between armored combat, cavalry, and reconnaissance missions. Junior Armor officers can expect to spend most of their time in the Army's operating force, honing their small unit leadership and staff expertise. This is an invaluable training and educational experience that helps them to understand the larger Army that they serve. As they approach mid-career, Armor officers are afforded opportunities to pursue graduate education and develop expertise suiting them for leadership in either operating force or generating force assignments, training and educating soldiers and leaders across the Army, as well as collaborating and training with America's allies. Armor officers possess a special blend of skills, knowledge, and behaviors. Their unique talents help them to succeed in any mission.
Physically fit.
Armor officers excel under austere and physically demanding conditions. Their balanced approach to fitness ensures they can accomplish the mission in any operating environment.
It goes without saying that any combat arms officer has to be physically fit. You might be on a 24-hour, 36-hour reconnaissance patrol where after 24 hours you're so tired, but it doesn't matter. The mission has to be done.
If I don't have the physical ability to sling our tank ammunition around, my soldiers aren't going to think very much of me.
So you got to be ready for privation.
Mentally tough.
Armor officers excel in stressful situations. Their grace under pressure allows them to meet any challenge, no matter how complex or multifaceted.
I think it's important for armor officers to be mentally tough because of the nature of our mission set.
The situations that we're put in, whether it's combat or non-combat, even if you're just in the field, they're physically and mentally draining.
Life and death decisions are a daily part of being an armor officer.
And I think that's probably one of the hardest things that armor officers are probably asked to do.
Mental toughness as an armor officer is paramount.
Multitasker.
Able to prioritize multiple challenges, armor officers effectively respond to simultaneous demands.
There's a lot coming at you as an armor officer.
In one ear, you're listening to your crew.
8 million things are happening.
In the right ear, you're getting your reports from your platoon.
It's a high-pressure job.
And then in both ears, you're hearing the higher level headquarters, all going at the same time.
Problem solver.
Armor officers routinely use a mix of established practices and new, unorthodox solutions to meeting complex threats and challenges.
It's not just solving the problem, but it's identifying that a problem exists and all the different components of that problem.
There's a lot of ambiguity. You don't know what's going on the battlefield, and things are going to come up that you don't understand.
You have to be able to come up with unorthodox solutions, and you have to be able to come up with them on the fly. There isn't always time to pull out a manual.
Prudent risk taker.
Decisive yet thoughtful, armor officers recognize and mitigate unacceptable risks, enabling mission accomplishment without unnecessarily compromising the safety of their soldiers.
We want someone who can think boldly and act boldly and decisively, but be able to understand their own capabilities, their own limitations.
You're going to have to assume risk at some points in some parts of the mission.
We're faced with that every single day, but you have to be smart about taking those risks.
Can you move your platoon through that wadi? Can you move your platoon over that mountain?
The reality is there are men's lives at stake.
If you get the job done, taking the minimal risks necessary, and you're successful, leadership's happy.
Communicator.
Armor officers are precise, efficient, and compelling in both the written and spoken word.
An armor officer needs to be an effective communicator because he is constantly developing the situation in contact.
What I say needs to be clear, and it needs to be understood by those around me.
Not only are you talking on the radio, but you're also commanding your own personal vehicle.
Gunner, Sabo tank, driver up, fire, on the way.
Communication is very important for an armor officer.
Went to the University of Central Arkansas.
I graduated the United States Military Academy.
I majored in human and regional geography.
I was a chemistry major.
I majored in international and strategic history.
Armor is different than everything else.
We have to be incredibly versatile in what we do, from either being an armor tank officer or a reconnaissance cavalry officer.
The armor branch isn't just about tanks.
You could be a tank platoon leader, a Bradley scout platoon leader, a Humvee scout platoon leader, a dismounted scout platoon leader, Stryker scout platoon leader.
That ability to kind of go out there, search for the enemy, think about how you're going to find the enemy, and be the eyes and the ears on the battlefield for that commander really appeals to me.
You've got to be concerned with seeking a challenge and being a creative problem solver, because you're going to get some of the toughest missions.
A lot of my motivation to become an armor officer was the personality of the branch.
I think there is a special sense of camaraderie in armor.
I became an armor officer because I like the community, I like the spirit of cavalry and armor.
The opportunity to wave the saber and wear the Stetson and wear the spurs.
There's just a can-do attitude regardless of how complex this scenario is.
When it comes time to branching, it's really difficult to decide which branch.
What do you enjoy doing? What do you love?
Do you truly want to lead soldiers? Are you comfortable with direct fire engagements and directly maneuvering on and engaging and destroying the enemy?
Armor branch is the branch where individuals matter.
We're a combat armor decision.
Problem solving is what we do.
I love being an armor officer.
Forge the Thunderbolt.